Becca, like always. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Paranormal. We are your hosts. I am Rachel, and we have...
I'm Kaz, and our beloved Chester, who apparently is solo today. I don't know what happened to Harold. Maybe he had a rough weekend.
He did. He's baby. He needs his sleep.
He did a lot of traveling. And hung
Not
around
as
with a
much
lot of
as
his
what we've
own
got coming
peeps.
up, but we've done plenty. I'm trying to find the mute button on my thing here. There we go. Yeah, I thought about getting him out, and then I thought, you know what? He might have a lot to say about this weekend, so maybe we should just do like a whole, and it was so funny because I was just thinking of this, like a bonus episode of us just talking with them about their weekend at Wildwood.
Absolutely. We can do that.
Because
Harold
Harold has never been to the place we were talking about today, so I figured his input wasn't necessary either.
Very true. Whereas,
Right?
Chester, do you remember this building? Oh, thanks a lot, Chester. I should probably turn this on. Help me. Okay, well, we're off to a good start.
I went to Wildwood, help me.
Thanks, Chester. Or maybe he's talking about that place in your background.
Maybe.
That was a fun time. That was your debut there, Chester.
Yeah, that was the...
No one even knew about you.
I still remember. Why do I hear something jingling in my back seat? And you're like, oh, no.
Nothing at all. It's Christmas bells.
And the sad part is it's close enough to Christmas I would have probably believed you. But anyway.
Exactly.
For those of you who haven't been paying attention or following, we literally just got back 2 days ago from another investigation of Wildwood Sanitarium in Salamanca, New York. And this time was definitely interesting. I slept on the third floor again. I was out like a fucking light.
Yeah, I was not out, but it was not because it was not because of anything ghostly. It was just where I was sleeping in the doll room, and there's a street light outside that was just right in my eyeballs. And there's no curtains.
The worst part is you could have asked for the Estes mask. I should have.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. I had my hood. Lucille.
I think that's a name of one of the nurses that...
I feel like Lucille is connected there. Well, you slept with me there, Chester. You slept in the same room. In fact, you and Harold hung out only in that room. We didn't even take you anywhere else.
No.
But it was good. It was an interesting night. And although we've said it many times, the reason we keep going back is because so many different things happen each time we go.
Mm-hmm.
If all the same stuff happened every time we went, I would feel like it was orchestrated. But are you happy for me to stay there? Thanks.
I'm happy for you to stay. You didn't need to come home.
No, I would have been happy to stay too, because it is one of my favorite places.
Me too.
And the weather was delightful.
It was
summer. I
know. Except the bugs came out.
What was up with that? Mosquitoes? No,
that was... Yeah,
was not ready for that.
It was definitely... And then the whole, like, hearing Liz.
We don't like investigators.
Not a roll tonight.
Wow. Who are you channeling here, Chester?
Yeah.
Are you talking about... well, to be honest, this time around, it felt a little like... Not that they didn't like us per se, but they were kind of just like not overly interested in...
Yeah, and it could have
showing
just been,
themselves
again. It was Good Friday, so did this, the Easter holiday have something to do with it? It was also the anniversary of Dr. Perry's death date, which was April 4th, right?
Yes.
So did that have something to do with it? Like, it's just a whole bunch. I don't... It was just weird.
Yeah.
Like, did the group that was in, like, before us do something?
We can use this. Okay, good. So far, we can use this, so that's good.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. But yeah, we'll totally... You know what? We'll totally do a bonus episode.
Absolutely.
Sit down and let the boys just go at it.
That sounds good. You go with that, Chester? I think so. Now we're going to talk about this place where
This
Doreen lives, apparently. I'm not sure that there was a Doreen. Okay.
No, I think that's also a name of a nurse that lived in Salamanca too.
Good Lord, Chester, you're in a roll. We're not talking about Wildwood anymore, darling. We're going to now talk about the Beck House. So save all of your Wildwood stuff for the next time.
Yeah.
I'll write down these names, though.
The Beck House. The Beck House. It's huge. It is very, very big. It's apartments now. But let's do a little history. I'm going to go through my notes here.
Please do.
So the Beck House was constructed in 1885. It was built by Charles or Carl, depending on who you were talking to, Beck, who was the wealthiest of the local lumber magnates. And it was built as a fitting home for a couple with 9 children.
Only 9? Oh.
And if you don't know what a lumber magnate is, it's pretty much a guy who ran the lumber industry back then. So like your wood and everything. He made a lot of money. He was also, Mr. Beck was also the mayor of Penetanguishene, or as Kaz's iPhone likes to call it, Penguin Time Machine.
Penguin Time Machine.
Which I should have totally put it as my background, but the picture's on my phone. He was also the mayor of the town between 1892 and 1895.
You are valued.
Thanks. He bought the first automobile in the area, which was a 1903 Oldsmobile, and apparently the actual museum there has it on display.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So he did a lot of stuff. He donated land on which the Presbyterian Church was built on. He was also instrumental in establishing the Burkeville Protestant Separate School, the only such school in Ontario today.
Oh.
He was just a lumber magnate. Like, there really isn't much to him other than that he was a wealthy man and he used his money for good. I don't know, maybe for bad. Everybody makes mistakes with their money. He also, a thing with his, I don't say company, but his business is that when he hired people, he paid them a wage in money and then a wage in what he called Beck bucks.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So let's just so that's the house. The house is built. The house is made for 9 kids, his wife, himself, and his hired help. Because when you are that rich and have that,
okay.
Well, that could be for any place right now.
Exactly.
So the house is built. It is grand. It is beautiful. There's nothing wrong with this house whatsoever. Okay. So let's just talk about Charles Beck or Carl, depending on who you're talking to. I don't understand how you got Carl out of Charles, but usually they call people Chuck.
Would you exactly?
Anyways, so Mr. Beck, we'll just call him Mr. Beck, was a German immigrant who moved to Penetanguishene in 1865. So he initially delivered wood in a cart around town, but soon became determined to establish a sawmill. He then acquired the rights to timber berths on the northeast side of Penetanguishene Harbor, and in 1873, he and his partner, Gropp, G-R-O-P-P, I'm going to say it's Gropp, built the Red Mill on the waterfront. So that mill began to prosper, and by 1878, Beck bought out his partner and established the C. Beck Lumbering Company. So he basically gave his partner money and said goodbye and ran the company on his own. Is your dog driving you nuts?
He keeps biting my feet really hard. Go elsewhere, please.
He also opened a manufactory to produce wooden pails and boxes from discarded mill ends. So he was trying to be very productive.
Mm-hmm. With the people.
He was one of several regional businessmen to acquire a charter from the provincial government to build a railway from Barrie to Penetanguishene in 1874 with rights to extend it to join major railway lines. He also built the new Keene Mill in the early 1880s, a band mill that enabled him to produce regular and specialty lumber on a larger scale. He also built housing to rent to his employees and the public. So he's just bringing in the bucks.
Yeah, good for him.
He also opened 2 retail stores selling groceries and dry goods to Penetanguishene residents and guaranteed their success by paying half of his employee wages in Beck dollars or Beck bucks. So basically what it was is he gave his employees money to, buy things around the town, but these Beck dollars he gave they would buy in his store, so they weren't using their money to buy household items and food. If that makes sense, right?
Right.
Like so their money was going, dude.
Dude.
Their money was going to things they needed and wanted instead of just things that they had to have to survive.
Right.
Right. In 1886, he acquired a passenger steamer, so a boat, the Georgiana, and offered connecting fares between Toronto, Penetanguishene, and Midland. So this guy is just bringing it in. So Beck had his eyes on areas opening for development in other parts of the province and acquired logging rights to several of them, but it is unsure if he moved into new areas as they opened. So they don't know if he just stayed in Penetanguishene and kind of divvied around. He was also an active member of both the Liberal Party and the Canadian Lumbermen's Association. He lobbied Prime Minister Laurier to keep American goods out of the Canadian market. Wow. In love with today's times.
Mm-hmm.
He purchased timber rights in Alberta from 1907 to 1921. And the rights to run cattle on the Blood Reserve, also in Alberta, from 1904 to 1918. He sold lumber in Windsor and Detroit and brought back cargoes of salt and coal. He built workers' housing in Cincinnati. And in 1897, he opened a box factory in Toronto. So, dude, call. So when he died in 1915, and this is a whole other story, he left the assets that he left behind in 1915 was totaled at about $10 million in 1915.
Oh, wow.
Well, whatever the fuck that is today.
I don't even have a way to convert it. It'd be a lot of money.
Way more money. But anyways, all right. So Charles Beck, when he died in 1915, it was May 13th, and his death was very odd to everyone. So on May 13th, 1915, he rode his carriage around the mill yards as he did every morning. So this wasn't something that was out of the ordinary. Workers began to suspect something was amiss when the horse and the carriage returned without their passenger. So the horse came back,
might tip you off a little.
And the cart came back, but Mr. Beck was not there. So obviously they went looking for him, and when they found him face down in the water at the water's edge, which is Georgian Bay. They found him in the water and he drowned. Oh, she died. Well, he died, but anyways.
Maybe he identified as a she.
So his and he was in his, I believe, 70s or 80s. He's born in 1838, so I'm not even going to bother doing that. My brain is not even going to fucking let me do it. Oh, he was 76. There you go. I have it written down. And his birth certificate, his death certificate says that his cause of death was drowned and it was accidental. But anyways, so let's back up. Oh, it's an oracle. Anyways, so let's go way back in time now, and we're going to go back to January 14th, 1868, and that is when, and I should say, his name is actually Charles Maximilian Beck.
Love that name.
I know. Anyways, he, on January 14th, 1868, he marries the love of his life, and her name is Amelia Dobbs.
Ooh.
Now, Amelia and Charles, Carl, whatever you want to call him, Mr. Beck, went on to have 9 children. All of them lived to adulthood. There is reports that 2 of his 9 children died at the house at a young age within the same year, but no. However, his wife was the first one to die out of the whole family. She died in 1893. She was in her 40s, 43 to be exact. Now, her cause of death is said to be inflammation, but there are kind of reports and rumors that it was more like tuberculosis.
I'm afraid to talk.
Okay. So, and I guess they just didn't want it around town that she had tuberculosis. So they just said it was inflammation. It's pretty much the same thing anyways. But according to everything, the 3rd floor has the biggest window that opens, I guess, and faces the sunlight. And it was said that that is where she spent her final days, was in a bed by the window, because back then with tuberculosis, it was fresh air and sunlight. The higher up on the floor, the closer to God, all that kind of stuff, right? So that is where she passed away, is actually in room 302 by the window. But anyways, so they had 9 children. Their first child was Mary Ethel Beck, and she took over caring for the younger siblings when their mother died. However, the ground. Well, yeah, she's in the ground now. You're not allowed to be sick. Quit coughing.
I'm just dying. Because we're talking about Amelia and her chest infection, and here I am.
Didn't even put 2 and 2 together. Now you do it. Anyway, so when Amelia died and their oldest daughter Mary kind of took over raising the younger children, it is said that she upset her father when she decided to get married and have children of her own. Now,
yes, buried in the ground. That's exactly what you just said. Thanks, Chester.
Thanks, Tips. However, I don't really, it might have been like that. But the real reason was because her dad strongly opposed the marriage, believing that Mary deserved a better spouse and could get a better spouse. He didn't like that her choice of husband was a manager of the Penetanguishene, which was like a newspaper. He figured she could do much better than that. So he didn't approve. And the way that he showed his disapproval was that when he died, this is everybody got something. So did Mary, but Mary got $1 out of
That's
the
brutal.
$1. That's all she got. I don't want to know. Wow. I don't know how those conversations went down, but if you can imagine anguish.
Yeah, I would imagine that's how she felt.
Yeah. So Mary did pass away in 1954. The next on the list of children born was Jacob Frederick Beck, and he was born in suffering.
She suffered.
Well, so did this guy. Jacob was born on March 15th, 1871. He died November 12th, 1907, and his cause of death was pleurisy and pneumonia.
Ooh.
Lungs.
Yep.
Next, we have Lavinia Winifred Beck. She was born August 15th, 1873, and she died September 15th, 1943. So most of them lived to be pretty old, except for 2 of them. But her cause of death is a shock from a fractured skull when she fell on a cement walk.
Ooh.
So yeah, ouch. Then we have Charles Beck Jr. He was born around 1875, December 2nd, and he died March 14th, 1907. And his So he wasn't that old. He was what, 30 something? 30. I don't know, something like that. Anyways, his cause of death was acute suppression of urine, and he died in Buffalo, which means
acute suppression. So he just didn't pee?
pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah. Next we have Walter John Beck. He was born, and I've got 2 dates of Ambrose. I'm sure he knew Ambrose, but no. I got 2 birth dates, but he was born in October of 1877, 1878. He died May 20th, 1941. His cause of death was a hemorrhage in his neck from committing suicide with a razor on the left side.
Oh gosh.
I know. Then we have Alfred Edward Beck, or Alfie.
And sorry, how old was he when he killed himself?
40. He died in 1941. He was born in 77, so you're looking at like 65 or so.
That's quite old to commit suicide.
Yeah. So then you have Alfred Edward Beck, or Alfie, as he was called. He was born January 26, 1880, and he died April 28, 1954. Then you have, I don't know if it's, some of them have her name down as Amelia, so like her mother, or Emily, Lucy, but they call her Mila Beck. She was born February 8, 1882, and she died in 1968. Then you have William William Frank Beck. He was born October 18th, 1884, and died August 12th, 1963. And then finally, you have the youngest, which was George Arthur Beck. And he was born September 14th, 1887, and he died May 14th, 1960. Those are the Beck children. And they all, like I said, lived fairly old, except for the 2 who died in their early, I guess, adult life. But that's pretty much it. And most of them had family and children, except for William. I don't think it lists that he doesn't have any children. Oh, Lucille didn't have any children either.
Lucille?
Oh, shit.
Didn't we get Lucille?
Daughter. That's Mary's daughter. I don't even know.
I was going to say, pretty sure we got a Lucille right out the gate.
Shit.
Now, is there a Doreen? Do we have a Doreen?
I'm going to find one. You watch. Because I go through my notes like you want to watch.
Well, this is essentially what it's like whenever we're on an investigation. Is we
there
get
is a Doreen.
Chest is on the ball. He knew. He was like,
Doreen is Lavinia Winifred Beck.
He came from a dark place, so which is
Doreen is a daughter of a daughter, just like Lucille is a daughter of a daughter.
That's okay. Good job, Chester. High five. Now you just got to say their last name. You just got to say the Beck.
Yeah,
Beck. And then we're off to the races.
But all of the men in, like, his sons, Charles' sons, took over his business, right? And they were all into politics, and some were mayors and all that kind of stuff. So they did a lot of stuff for the town, and they were part of it. They were just a very prominent family. Now, do these prominent families have like secrets and things that happen? Yeah.
I don't think there was a Lillian. You on a roll there. You just got put on your head.
But yeah, there's definitely family secrets and stuff, and there's lots of rumors and things like that, and you just never know what is true and what is not. But like I always say, there's always some truth into the stories, into the rumors. Mm-hmm. What is true is what you have to figure out.
Mm-hmm. Now, Chester earlier was saying in the ground, buried, which is true, because not too far from the house is a big cemetery that has a massive monument, and most of the Beck family all around. So,
literally.
Yeah. It's this big,
including
huge,
Mary and her husband.
Is it a mausoleum?
No, it's
what
a
would
crypt.
that be called? A crypt.
It's a
That's
crypt.
it.
Well, yeah, it is a
So
mausoleum.
kind of. I don't know if a mausoleum is like a standalone because this is into the hillside.
Yeah, it's built into the hill.
So it's like built into the hill with beautiful stonework around it, and then headstones all along in front as the extended family and everyone is there. It's a beautiful thing to go see.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much when it's minus 15 outside. It was very cold when we went that day. And we couldn't even go the last time because the snow was up to your eyeballs. Yes, your remains are there. Who are we speaking to? Lucille? Doreen? I don't know if you were there. I don't remember. Probably.
Lillian?
Who else from the Beck family? Is there a Lillian?
I don't know. No, there's no Lillian that I can see.
But sometimes their name could be there. And they're like, but we're going to call you Lillian because who knows why. Just come up with nicknames.
It could be hired help. Like even when I went through all of the lists, like for the census and stuff, I only found 2 hired help names. In 1891, you have a Henry Brainer, like Braener is what they spell. It could be wrong. He is 50 years old and he's a general servant.
Mm-hmm.
He's originally from Switzerland. In 1901, there is a 27-year-old. I'm going to leave.
Well, that's a bit rude. We're not even done yet.
In 1901, there is a 27-year-old female listed as a housemaid for them, and her name is Minnie.
Oh.
And I don't have a last name, but
and maybe that was a nickname.
And that's only taken at census time. So that means those are the only people that were in the house when the census taker came. There's obviously way more.
And sure.
You know, who knows? Like obviously if they had their own family and stuff and they were living with them and just kind of going to work every day, you would never know unless you actually like look down. But to find on the census, it doesn't say Beck, servant or Beck, help. It would just say like, general help or general servant or housemaid or whatever, right?
Exactly.
But it wouldn't tell you where. So they could be anywhere. Could be anywhere. But yeah, but that's the history behind the Beck family, and the Beck house is just where they lived. Right? I don't think there was anything like incredibly, crazy that went on there. I'm sure they had parties and I'm sure there were, get-togethers and, heal. That too. Over the years.
Mrs. Beck tried to heal.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
It didn't work.
But that's what they say, right? Like you said earlier, is she laid by that window to try and heal herself from potentially tuberculosis.
And is it even in here? That's the front.
Yeah, I think it's the back, right?
Yeah, it's over.
Or is it? It's that one on the. Isn't it on the?
See, I'm only a little square, so I can see, and it's flipped on my side right now. So it's probably on this side.
Yeah, I think it's that big window that's above that carport
that goes over the driveway.
Yeah.
But yeah. So now let's get into the paranormal stuff. So, apartment, 3rd floor, 302 is said to be the most haunted, but 301 is actually proving it wrong.
Yes.
So, like they said, 302, and the house obviously, as the years went on, was changed into apartments. It's not one general big house anymore. So the floor plans are obviously very different than what they were. So it's really hard to say exactly how that room was and how it was set up, other than knowing that there was a big window and that is where, they put her bed and where she sat and lied and unfortunately passed away. Oh, compassion. Thanks, Chester.
Aww.
So we don't really know exactly how everything was laid out. What we do know is that between 302 and 301, there is like behind the scenes kind of like staircase area. And that is the servants' steps, like the staircase towards the servants' quarters. So I'm assuming 301 at some point was probably a servants' quarters area where they stayed and slept or had their break room or whatever. I'm not quite sure. But that is where that is. So we know that much. Other than that, we don't know where much of anything is or was. But
Nope.
302 is said to be the most haunted, but like I said, 301 is kind of giving it its run for its money because we've seemed to have more activity in 301 when we go than we do in 302. 302, we do get a lot of SLS hits. We've had like some weird, strange, stick figures standing in the middle of rooms. We've had equipment go off and some interesting spirit communication. Oh my God, this is how tired I still am.
It's scary. It is. Yes, it is scary because Rachel just had some sort of mental breakdown.
My brain just went bleh. But yeah, anyways, 301 seems to be where it's at because 301 we've had a lot of strange things. And especially very audible noises, like stuff that you hear with your ears, not through a piece of equipment and it's recorded on audio. So it's not like it's just like you're hearing it and it doesn't record, or it's recording but you don't hear it. Like it's both, like, and you had a great experience in there, but Ryan and Liz have stayed there a whole bunch of times. And they've left for the day and left equipment running and audio recorders and recorded what sounded like a man and a woman, like coming into their room, like jiggling the door handle, coming in, talking, standing out in the hallway talking, and there's nobody there.
Yeah, crashing stuff around in the little kitchenette.
Yeah, like, and then you tried to spend the night in there.
Yeah. So this was my first time there, and I had heard that 302 is the scary place. And I said, so there was a bunch of us that went. And lo and behold, it ended up just being Rachel, Jay, and I once again, because everyone started to just leave. And so Rachel and Jay, and at the time, Chantel and Philip were all in 302. And there's only 2 bedrooms. So I said, well, I'll sleep in 301. Because there's 2 bedrooms there, and then that makes sense. And so we'd all gone to bed. I had locked the door, and I was in bed, and I could, what? Yes, thank you. And I could hear someone sort of fiddling around with stuff in the little kitchenette area, which, hang on one second. Oh, I thought you were coming in for a kiss. I was so excited. Oh,
Share your germs.
You can kiss my foot. Okay, thanks. He doesn't want to get sick. I don't blame him. So I could hear someone sort of in the kitchen area. Yes, I did feel it. And then I could hear as if someone's walking down the hallway that is in between 301 and 302. So I messaged Rachel and I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, and she's like, we're all in bed. And I'm like, no, someone's walking around. And she's like, nope, we're all in bed. So then I can hear more sort of, it's as if someone's moving stuff in the kitchen area. And there was like some snacks on the table, but it was just like they were moving things around. Like I could just hear it. And I was like, oh my God. And then I heard a big crash, which we now, I think, debunked that Jay dropped his phone. Mm-hmm. Then I hear heavy footsteps walking down the hallway. And I thought, what part of the team is this? And then I heard the footsteps walk. So there's a step up and then the door to go in. I heard them come up the door, turn the door handle, and like push the door like they were trying to open it. So at this point, I'm like back on text. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like, who's trying to get in? And Rachel's like, everyone's asleep. She's like, there's no one here.
And meanwhile, I have left our door to that apartment 302 unlocked because I was like, if Cass needs to come in and we're asleep, like, you know, she needs to come in, right? I don't need her being.
Oh, I would have woken you up.
So ours is unlocked. So if there was somebody out there, they could have just opened up our door and just walked right in.
Yikes. Well, then I hear what sounds like a man and a woman having a conversation out in the corridor. And I was like, this has to be Jay. And I didn't know if it would be you, but it was a female. So I was like, well, it's probably going to be you. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I was like, what is going on? I'm like, I can hear people talking. And Rachel was like, no one is out there. So now my anxiety level is like it's at capacity. I was so fully charged. If a fly had have flown into me, I would have gone, whoa, whoa. Like I was so tense. And then poor Chantal and Philip had to leave because something happened at home. And so they had to drive home. And I was like, well, in that case, I'll better come sleep over there. It was like perfect. But it was so weird. And this, I didn't know at the time that Ryan and Liz had captured a male and a female talking, and also the same jiggling of the handle sound as if someone was trying to get in when they had left. So when I was relaying what had happened, Ryan's like, is it like this? And then played the freaking audio. And I was like, holy shit. So that was my first experience there. And then the second, and to be honest, in 302,
Noise.
yes, I did hear noises, Chester. They scared me. You were there with me. You were right next to me. You didn't even save me from the noises.
He's like, I was the one making the fucking noise.
Probably. We still have no idea. So this was Chester's debut. No one even knew about Chester. Because this was November, and I got Chester just before Halloween, I believe. And so no one knew about Chester. I debuted him because supposedly there were spirit children who were at the Beck House. I don't know. And so I thought, well, who wouldn't love a beautiful Chester doll? And to be honest, someone did because he had a little cat ball on his lap that kept going off. And so we had left 301 numerous times. What?
We are apprehensive.
We were apprehensive that night.
Kaz was. I was tired.
So then we had left 301 numerous times, and all of us, like the whole group or the whole team, were in 301, and we would hear footsteps as if someone was coming down the hallway, to the point that Ryan went running to capture the person who was walking in the hallway because they were so loud.
Yeah.
And we were like, what the fuck? So that was the first time I had been. I did not feel anything in 302. Canon. I did not feel anything in 302.
No, you know what? The last few times we were in 302, no, nothing. The first time I went, yes. The second time I went, maybe. But I just fall asleep. That's the same with me at Wildwood. I just like, peace out. I'm going to bed.
I had no problem falling asleep this time at Wildwood. Well, I didn't fall asleep at first, but it was nothing paranormal. It was the light in my eye. And I couldn't. I am Ophelia.
There's no Ophelia there. Are you like
from Hamlet? Wasn't that? No, Macbeth?
Yeah, one of them.
I don't know my Shakespeare. Anyways,
listen,
it's one of the oldie ones.
Well, you know it from the Taylor Swift song now.
I don't listen to Taylor Swift.
It's on every time you turn on the damn radio, even the XM.
I don't even listen to the radio. So, revenge. I am Ophelia and I want revenge. Is that the Taylor Swift song? Pretty much.
Okay. No. Ophelia kind of lives in a fantasy world where it's just like about love and shit, and she doesn't get what she wants.
Oh, does she get revenge?
No, I think she dies.
Let's put a pleasant sounding song.
I think she drowns. Well, no, hers is different. She uses it as a metaphor of something, but I'm not. No, we're not going to talk about that.
Give a shit.
Copyright infringement.
True. So back to the Beck House.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 302 has an infamous green room because I guess it was green at one time. I don't think it's green now.
No.
Because I think that you painted it, because I was like, the green room. Or maybe it was a different color. Maybe it was the red room, and now it's a green room.
No,
I don't remember.
The red room is the other one.
We like to be left alone. Listen.
We don't like investigators. We'd like to be left alone.
Sorry. Good grief.
Well,
so in this infamous bedroom, that I did not feel anything in, some of the other team from the Paranormal Seekers do not like it in there. I didn't have a problem. I slept soundly in there. But the lady who owns the house now, who we'll talk about in a second, she is given furniture all the time, and she was setting up the room, and she didn't realize she had set up two dressers. Well, there's 3 dressers, but 2 that have vanity mirrors are facing directly each other. And she said as soon as she did that, all hell broke loose in that room. And she's like, it didn't even occur to me that I had created some sort of portal gateway. But there's also rumors of something else happening in that room in the Edwardian times. I don't think it was that long ago. Kind of predates that house.
I was gonna say.
But do you know more about that story? Because that seemed like something that Ryan just... So apparently there was a lady of the night, and I don't even know how she's connected to the house.
I don't think she is. I think it's to the area.
And yes, I know that she was murdered very close in proximity to the house, but I wasn't sure if it was something about the guy who did it stayed in that room.
Oh, the Edwardian area is from 1901 to 1919. So yeah.
Oh, okay then. All right. So there's that connection there. There's also in that room, there is a window behind the bed, and when you look through the window, you realize there's a whole other room that has been walled off.
Yeah, that's the servants'
stairway thing.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird. It's just weird to look at and see that there's like this whole room that's just walled off.
Yeah.
And that they left a window. Like, I get that they left the window to let some natural light in. But when you are looking into just this weird little room.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's bizarre.
It is. It's strange. But you can access it because they have to have an emergency exit at the top, which is through that door. That's outside of room 3.
That's the in-between. I got you. Yeah. I wish she would let us, next time we go there, maybe we can ask her to let us in there. I know that there's a lot of storage. Robinson. I know there's a lot of storage.
Yeah.
Who are you?
The dog.
Oh.
She's telling me she wants out.
Oh.
After I told her no.
Well, of course. She's
Do you have a pee? What's with you dogs? I hope your dog didn't hear me.
Oh, she's already out. I let her out a while ago.
Hey, keep talking about Brenda and her stuff. I'm going to let this tour with the dog in.
So I'm not going to talk much about Brenda because I don't know when she took over the place. And I think Rachel probably has that information. But she is a phenomenal woman. Her and her husband bought the house. She's like, we were looking for a nice place that maybe we could live in, but also rent out and sort of have as a retirement home. And she's like, I figured I'd have this place for a few years and then we'd flip it and just move on. And they've had it for like 20 something years, I think. Is it that long? How long has Brenda had the place? I don't know. It's been a long time, a lot longer than they anticipated.
Yes.
And They live, whoa, you like crazy froze.
I know.
You are resourceful. They are resourceful. So Brenda lives on the main level, and then the second level is apartments. There's three, three or four.
2?
Is it only 2? I thought
I
she
think
said
it's
there were
2
3.
or 4.
Oh, I thought there were more. But anyways,
Yeah.
so there's apartments on the second level that people actually live in permanently. And then the third floor has the 2 apartments that they rent out mostly to weirdos like us. But it is on Airbnb. So even if you're just looking for a place to stay in Penguin Time Machine, that's where you can go. And
it is literally close to everything. So
it really is. It's a nice little place.
And there's Discovery Harbor there too, which is a whole other story.
Yeah, I don't even know about that place. So it's a great place. Brenda has said multiple times that she's encountered many of the spirits that are there. And she's basically said to them, listen, if you leave me alone, I will leave you alone. And as long as you don't try to scare me, you're welcome to stay. And she loves it. Every time we go, she comes up and sits with us for a while because she enjoys hearing. I think because we are professional and we do a good job and we're not just there, everything is a ghost and we're trying to debunk a lot of stuff, and the history that we bring with us, like all of your notes, some of which she doesn't know about. And
we treat the place with respect, and we don't we use our senses. we don't sensationalize anything, and we took the time to get to know her and listen to her stories and understand where she's coming from, right? So and that's what we do. And it's not just Brenda and the Beck House that we do this to every place that we go to, because she's there the most, she knows the most, we're kind of coming into her place, and so we try to include everybody. Like, I think we've always asked, did you want to stay while we do this? Like, do you want to now? And she's like, no, I'm good.
Exactly. Well, last time she came and sat and chatted with us, I mean, our spirit talk apps were going crazy. We got My Name Is Charles. It was relating to what we were talking about, and I think she was like, oh my gosh. And then they were showing some of the footage that they had captured the night before. Oh, we need you. That's what we're trying to do.
Always.
So exactly. So back to 302 is said to be the most haunted, but 301 is where it's at. That has always been, at least for me, the place where when we're sitting in the living room, we can hear someone walking across the carpet into the kitchen. We can hear something in the kitchen. We've heard something clanging the cupboards. There's like a little kitchenette between the kitchen and the dining room. Clearly, it made us all sit there and go, what the heck? Like, I captured it on video. And then both myself and Allison, I saw what looked like a pair of stockinged feet walk across the carpet into the kitchen. And I was like, did you see that? At the exact same time, Allison was like, that was just a woman. Like, we both turned at the same time and said it. And Kathy's like, what's going on? And I'm like, I saw what looked like stockinged feet. And Allison's like, that was clearly a woman I saw walk into the kitchen. It was crazy how simultaneously he just said it.
And I don't ever see a thing. So,
well, and in that little kitchenette or kitchen area, last time we were there, the freaking noise, what was it called? The music box.
Yeah.
Was going mental. It was, yes, it was going mental. Remember, Chester?
Same with the tripwire lights. We thought that the batteries were messed up, and it wasn't. They were brand new. And so, but could have also been something in the floor too for the apartment underneath. But again, they were going crazy. It was like a freaking disco in there.
Yeah.
Thought I was at the club in the freaking early 2000s.
It was pretty nuts. Oh, and one of the cat balls was going off in the sort of kitchen and dining room area too.
Pod kept going off too. That was in the hallway.
And Boo Bear was always like, that tickles. I like Beck getting hugged too. Like he was sensing all kinds of stuff.
It was
And
just
we were like, and the best was when I was like, if you're here with us, can you make a knocking sound? Boo Bear went, "Doo, doo, 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 doo." It was the best timing.
it's
Oh
great.
my gosh.
It's great. But yeah,
Classic
but like,
too.
yeah, so you can, like, anybody can rent this place, like apartment 301 or apartment 302. It's on Airbnb.
Mhm.
And you know, it's affordable. You can rent both at the same time. You can rent one. No,
Just watch out for evil while you're there. There's no evil.
you know what's evil? The amount of snow they get. That's evil.
Yeah. Yeah. They might not have snow now.
I don't know, but we're supposed to, speaking of which, we're supposed to get
Don't
tonight.
don't
We have a
finish it.
special weather statement for 4 to 10 centimeters.
Well,
Why?
it was snowing earlier,
I
but
know it
like
was trying to
lightly.
here, but you know, why? Unless you're going to give me a snow day tomorrow, I don't want it anymore.
Because
It's
Canada,
great.
that's why.
But anyways, so yes, rent it out. Rent your 301 or 302. 302 will sleep 4 people. 301 will sleep 301 will sleep 3 because it's got a double bed and a single bed.
Mhm.
They're
Although
full
you can
apartments.
also sleep on the couch.
True.
You can
True.
sleep wherever. Mhm.
They are full apartments, which means there is a bathroom with a shower. There's a full kitchen. You know, you got an oven, so you don't even have to leave. You can bring food with you. It's perfect, right?
Yep.
Penetanguishene has a lot of like cool little, you know, restaurants. They also have Discovery Harbor too, which is also haunted. So you can make a whole day and night out of it, like a whole weekend doing, you know, spooky stuff in Penetanguishene. So we highly suggest it. And Brenda is the most excellent hostess, so you definitely need to visit her. And
Mhm.
she will tell you how much she loves us because we get it all
Yes.
the time, and we love her. So we're gonna keep promoting this for her. So you know what? It's a
Mhm.
great place to stay. Maybe we should see if we can do a giveaway or something one day.
Maybe. FYI, there's a lot of stairs.
Gratitude, yeah.
Yes, we have a lot of gratitude for Brenda
Yeah,
because
it
she's
is
great.
because it is a historical building, and old. It doesn't have to follow really much of any accessibility, you know, standards. So there is
No.
no elevator. It is 3 flights up on a windy staircase. So
Mhm. Yeah.
definitely something to consider if you're looking at it, especially if you are a team or you are a person with a lot of equipment. It's fun to carry it all up those stairs.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks.
So even the front porch has a pretty decent incline.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
But it's worth it. I will
yeah,
say that. And
definitely.
you don't, I mean, take as much equipment as you want, but you don't need a ton to know that stuff's going on there.
Yeah.
I recommend you have enough to cover every room because you'll need it, but yeah. You don't even need it. You don't even need to lug stuff if you really don't want to. A couple
No.
of REM pods and stuff. You'll know. You'll know.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, but that's our episode on the Beck House and Penguin Time Machine, also known as
Penguin time machine, which is the definition of Penetanguishene.
Penetanguishene. But if you've been to the Beck House and you've had experiences, we'd love to know. So you can send them to us or comment on our postings this week. But if you want to email, paranormalpodcast@gmail.com. So PAREHNORMAL podcast@gmail.com. Like I said, I'm from your house. Oh, whose house? What the fuck?
Well, Spectre came close by your house, from close by your house. So he's not here today, as you noticed. He's still chilling downstairs.
Well, if you're from my house, tell me your name so I may look you up. I have the names of everybody that lived in my house from the time this house was built because my number 35 was the only one on the street when the street was built. I don't know if it was this house.
I also have a list of people from this house. So, well, not even this house, this land. So take it away, Ghosty. What's your name?
We're waiting.
While
we wait for that, what is our topic next week? I can't even remember.
It's why don't ghosts communicate very well or something?
After we talk about ghosts communicating very well.
Mm-hmm. This is your perfect segue, Ghost. What's your name? And then we have my favorite. Well, not my favorite, but one of my favorite. Oh, his name's Major.
Oh, is he a major in an army? Like a major something? I don't know.
Okay, Major. What's your first name or last name? I mean, thank you for.
I just thought of Major Pain, like the old movie from like
course.
the 90s.
With Damon Wayans, is that his name?
Yes.
Yep.
We just showed our age. Anyways.
Yeah. Don't watch it, kids. It's not worth watching.
Unless you're reminiscing, but
well, anyway. And we're the only generation I feel like that can reminisce because that kind of humor doesn't translate anymore. Like,
look at Scary Movie, for example. The Scary Movie franchises, like the spoof ones, not they're bringing a new one out, and the generations after us are already freaking out because it's awful. It hurts their feelings. They need a safe space.
God.
Meanwhile, we're like, this is gold.
Yeah. But it's like Happy Gilmore too. Happy Gilmore came out at a time where that humor was classic.
Billy Madison.
Yeah. Now when you try to have that same humor, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work the same.
No, because people get butthurt over it.
Yeah.
Oh, go back to those days. But anyways. So that's the end of this episode. And we're going off on God knows what now. And we shall do a Wildwood special edition with the boys.
With the boys. Nice to see you again. Even though you just saw them. Bye. You just saw her on the weekend, but it's nice to see you again. Unless this was Major. And Major saying nice to see you again.
I'll have to find my note. I don't even know where they are. They're floating around somewhere. Probably in there. But yeah. So yeah, we'll do a little episode about Wildwood and have them discuss what they thought about Wildwood and what we experienced, because some of that stuff was strange.
There was.
It's quite strange. But anyways.
Thanks, Chester. Have a good night. Bye, Harold, wherever you are.
In his spot behind the door.
His secret stash spot.
Literally with his hats on in the dark. He's in the dark 24/7.
Oh, poor little baby.
But yeah. So anyways, have a great week, everyone. And
bye-bye.
Hey, weird. And yeah, because I don't even know. I'm so fucking tired still. Lord have mercy. Bye.
Oh dear. Bye, everyone.